Alright, it says I'm live. If you guys can hear me, please let me know. I see we had about 100 people waiting in chat, so as soon as you guys give me the okay that you guys can hear me, everything's smooth and clear, we will get this started. Alright, looks like it's working on my phone, so I'll just wait for the go ahead. I know everything's on a bit of a delay here. Let's see who's in the chat already. What's up, Spread? What's up, Sincere? Kyle Hoffman's in. We got Rick FE's in. What's up, Dupe? My wrenchman. Always got to have you present. Biggerin says, hear you loud and clear. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We hear you and we see you, Chris. Cool, cool, cool. Using the new streaming software again. Yesterday it went smooth, so I think I might have it figured out. We've tried it like 4 times, and the other 2 times it's been a complete fail, but I think we're good to go. What's up, Paper? What's up, FE? What's up, Right? Just gonna see. We'll let people roll in a little bit. We'll say our hellos. We'll have some fun, chat it up, talk some NASCAR. You guys got to keep me awake. I'm running on like 5 hours sleep. I was up till 4 yesterday writing an article. I actually fell asleep writing the article. These double headers, man, they will keep you tired and busy if you do content for this stuff. But I wouldn't have it any other way. What's up, John? Nice to have you here. I'm going to mute my Discord really quick. No offense to the Discord squad. It's just, it's going to distract me during the live stream. What's up, Tony? What's up, other Chris? Hope you had a good weekend. For sure, man. Yesterday was fun. So at my pal Andrew's house, played black. That's my first time ever playing blackjack. I think I'm pretty good at it. So that was fun. Maybe it's beginner's luck. Watch the fights, watch the race. Man, the ending of yesterday's race, I thought it was an overall pretty good race, but at the end, I thought Kyle Larson had it wrapped up. I was about to tweet out my weekly Kyle Larson tweet, and then, well, you know, flat tire at the very last turn, man. Tough luck for Kyle Larson, but it's hard to feel bad for him considering he just keeps winning every week. And he still pulled in a top 10 finish. A-Right says, what is your workout plan? Push-pull 6 days a week, man. That's all I did. Then 1 day off, which is on Sundays. What's up, Surrounded by Lab Rats? It's an interesting name there. What's up, Tony? Says, hey, Fred, where can we find that info on a weekly basis? I'm assuming Dude was talking about the guys going to the rear. You can always just follow Bob Packrass on Twitter. He's like the only NASCAR reporter besides Jeff Gluck that seems like they actually report stuff on NASCAR, so give those 2 follows. They do a great job reporting on news, guys going to the back. And if you guys want to know who goes to the back today, Dude should be able to put that in the chat. But just off the top of my head, I know Newman is, Custer, Kyle Larson's going to the rear, which is going to be a big topic today, I think. People are going to say, should we fade Kyle Larson going to the rear? Should we not? And you'll have the full updated list from Dude in chat. I'm sure he's going to have a copy paste today because we're going to get that question probably 500 times today. Let's see. What's up, Chad? Deshaun says, hey, Chris, you be working out, I see. Oh, for sure, man. For sure. Also, I got a new mug today. We have the Cleveland Indians mug. I haven't used that yet, so maybe this will bring us some good luck today. Did my contest fill? Last time I checked, I had 10 spots open. It was filling quicker than it did yesterday. I think a lot of people didn't even know there was a race on Saturday. So if you want in, you better do it now because there might only be like 5 some spots left, but I'm sure we can get an update on that. What's up, Chad? When are you moving to Florida? I'm planning on September 1st. Obviously, things can happen where it gets delayed or something like that, but the plan is September 1st. And I'm going to be applying here soon. Very excited. I cannot wait to be in Florida. Fortunately, though, the weather hasn't been too bad in Ohio recently where it's not like I'm crying to go to Florida yet. But by September, I'm sure it'll be a little bit different. What's up, round 2? Let's get it. Yeah, man. Round 2. I'm really excited for doubleheader, man. And plus, I think this slate's looking like a pretty good one. I mean, we have lots of good plays, differential plays. And the thing is, it's really hard to get different today. Like, there is so many good chalk plays. And the plays that you could pivot to, it's just like, why bother? Like, I don't want to play Bell starting into the top 5. I don't want to play Chris Buescher on the pole. I don't want to play Suarez in the top 10. It's like, these plays are so bad. I just have to play the chalk. I just have to go overweight on the chalk would be my plan today. 4 spots left in the contest. All right, well, if you guys want in, you got 4 spots left. I'll try to invite you, or you can get a link from somebody. I just can't post it in Discord. Up was 967, man. Welcome in. In cash games, Bowman, LaJoy, or Chastain Custer. I assume the first. Hope I'm right. LFG. Oh, so I definitely want to try to get Bowman in, so I would side with him just because he's got that really high end upside. LaJoy feels a little bit iffy for cash today. Not that he's in a bad spot. It's just I don't I don't currently have LaJoy in my cash game lineup, but just since you have Bowman there, I'm going to side with that. And Bowman's definitely going to be someone you want in cash games today because the ownership's going to be through the roof. Something wrong says, where will Larson start? He's going to the rear. I don't know the exact order, but I don't really think it matters. He's starting from 12th for DraftKings purposes. Going to the rear, there's a bunch of guys going to the back, so I'm not sure the exact order there, but I mean, he'll be back up front probably in no time. And my official stance on Kyle Larson is I mean, he should have won the race yesterday, and if that was the case, his ownership would be super, super high. Since he got the flat tire, he's starting in 12th place. He's going to the rear. I think that's going to lower his ownership. I think we might see low 30s, maybe upper 20s on Kyle Larson, when it probably would have been close to 50% today. So I would take advantage of that because he should be just as fast as he was yesterday. He was on his way to win. Yes, he's going to a backup car, going to the rear, but I don't care. Vegas doesn't care. He's the favorite to win. He's actually the favorite to win stage 1, which sounds a little bit crazy. I'm not sure I'd bet that, but I mean, all in all, Kyle Larson should be top 5 for the majority of the day once he gets cycled to the front. It's just going to take a little bit. All right. I should probably start answering some things here. Hunter says, I'm tilting more right now than you with Newman yesterday. I hate Xfinity. Yeah, I don't play those lower series stuff. I saw didn't Cindric win? I was looking because I was trying to time the live stream for whenever the Xfinity race ended, and I think I got it perfect. I think it ended right before I got live, and I saw Cindric win, I think. But yeah, I saw Justin Haley had a really bad hit. Really bad hit. Someone said he went to the ground after he got out. I saw the hit on Twitter. David says, awesome as Larson projected at 22% ownership. I don't think he's going to be that low. I currently have him projected closer to 30%. If he's 22%, I'd be very happy because that would just be way too low in my opinion. If we meet right there in the middle, like let's just say we combine me and Osimo's ownership, we could look at around 25%, which I still feels like a little bit too low. Yes, I know there's guys like Kyle Busch, which I love. I'd rather play Kyle Busch in cash games, or rather play Hamlin, those guys. But in tournaments, I mean, Kyle Larson is the clear favorite to win this race. He pretty much had the best car yesterday. He just had that flat tire, which I think is going to skew people's perception of how he was yesterday. Albert says, and again, if I miss your question, you can repeat it. Just don't spam the chat. I'm just kind of scrolling through here and seeing what I got. Donald says, what's the narrative play since we can't use Bubba? I think we ran out of narratives yesterday because Bubba did well in the DraftKings car. He did his job, so we got that narrative down. Then you were mentioning to me in Discord, Alex Bowman's narrative just lagged a week because it was the Ally 400 last week, didn't do anything, then he won yesterday. So it just took a week for Alex Bowman. I think we're out of narratives for today, though. If you guys can think of a narrative, let me know, but I'm not sure we have one today. Jeff says Chalk City. Oh, yeah, it's going to be definitely really chalky today. Like, if you get a driver at 30%, you're probably going to be feeling pretty good about it. Like, if one of those place differential guys comes in at 30, you're probably going to be happy because, I mean, it would not surprise me. Like, Ryan Newman, his ownership today is going to be insane. Yes, I know. He killed us all yesterday, but it reminds me of Eric Jones last year at Pocono, where the first race, he was one of the highest owned drivers. He was in a similar position to Ryan Newman, similar price. He crashed next race, starting pretty much dead last, and he was like, over 60% of the big GPP. I played about 90% of them, and it ended up working out. So just have a short memory. Ryan Newman should have some top 15, top 20 upside. And even if he finishes in 25th place today, at his price point at $5,500, that is a massive value. The only way Newman's not being optimal today is if he wrecks. So I'm definitely right back in on Newman. But his ownership's going to be crazy. But it's deserved. Tyler says, am I allowed to fade Larson? I'm not sure I'd fade Larson. If you want to go underweight on Larson, you can, but I would not recommend playing zero. I mean, yes, there's a lot of reward for that if something happens to him or he can't work his way back up front in traffic, but it's Kyle Larson, guys. He was on his way to win yesterday. Like, you were going to want him in your lineups. And he still scored, 42 DraftKings points, which obviously at that price point, you'd want more, but it didn't kill you. Bowman or Hamlin? Whew. Raw points wise, I believe I have Hamlin just a little bit higher. So I'll side with Hamlin, but both are excellent plays. In cash games, I'm probably getting to Bowman over Hamlin just to save some money to build a more balanced lineup. Dude says from Potgrass, oh, this is good because I was very interested in that information. So Haley is cleared to race the Cup race. Spire Motorsports is evaluating whether he will race or if I put someone else in the car. So that was some news I was waiting for, because I saw Justin Haley. A lot of people were saying he was going to be out for the Cup race because I heard he collapsed after he got out of the car for a little bit. I mean, I wasn't watching the Xfinity race, but so that's good news. Hopefully he can race. Internet Stress says 5 backup good. Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to have the best car once again. Probably going to have the best car. All right, I'm going to scroll up a little bit. I think I missed some questions up here. Dude says, hottest balls up here in the Catskill Mountains. It's hot here, too. It's like 90 degrees in Ohio, which for Ohio, that's pretty darn good. I was outside all morning, building lineups outside, so that was nice. Although my computer felt like it wanted to blow up. So I had to take it inside for a little bit. Dude's the man, yeah, for sure. He's always helping us out in chat. Bodie in the Oaf says, this is how Jim Utter would ask his questions. 6 Dude, Jim on Twitter, man, he just tweets out numbers. Like, we all know what numbers for the drivers are in Xfinity and the Truck Series. Like, I have no idea. I don't watch those series. I couldn't tell you pretty much anything there besides a guy like Cindric or something. Yeah, he'll just tweet out. I think earlier today, I don't remember the number, but just for example, he tweeted out 92 car. It's like, okay, what about it? What happened? Who's the 92 car? It's like, come on, man. You're paid to be a NASCAR media person. You're not. It's terrible. Let's see. Upwest says, yo, weight room. Sorry, I gotta wear the tank top. It's hot out. Gotta stay cool. Tony says, should we mess with anyone who could be an early leader? The only person I think that would be viable as an early leader candidate would be Truex, because he's only got to get around Buescher, and then the other guy, yeah, he's pretty much got to get around Buescher, which he can, but I don't think he's going to stay up front long enough to outscore a guy like Larson or Logano or Blaney or Byron or Bowman. So I personally have no interest in Truex today. If he leads the early laps, fine, but at some point I think he kind of gets cycled back. Brandon says, hit that like button, favorite driver starting 11 or better. Appreciate that. Yeah, hitting the like button helps me out. I think we got like 260 people in here, so if we get to 100 likes, that would be pretty cool. But anyway, let's see. Driver starting 11 or better. Okay, so I'm actually not looking at my sheet right now. Let's see. Driver starting 11 or better. My favorite one. So I would probably say Chase Elliott. And I'm hoping from what he did yesterday, he didn't do bad yesterday necessarily, but he got hit early on with Ryan Preece, which I thought he was going to be dead. Fortunately, he still pulled his own weight and had a strong finish. But they fixed the car up. He's not going to the rear, which is a boost for him. He's going to have track position. He's ahead of a lot of good cars, and he's got that Hendrick speed, and he should be the lowest owned Hendrick driver today. I would say Bowman, Byron are going to be massive chalk. Larson's Kyle Larson, so he's going to have ownership. Then Chase Elliott's probably going to get a bit overlooked because he's in that price range where there's a lot of other good drivers. So I'd say my favorite driver starting inside the top 11 would be Chase Elliott, because you should be able to get some leverage there, and he could quite easily win this race. That wouldn't surprise anybody. So I think Chase Elliott's a good tournament play starting inside the top 10. Something went wrong, says there's more people than yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was Saturday, plus I think the truck race was going on, so I didn't imagine many people would show up anyway. Terry says he loves Elliott today. Me too. I think he's a good tournament play. Now, I don't have a ton of Elliott, but I got a little chunk there. Just because I feel like he's going to go overlooked. And we got to find some leverage somewhere today, and I think he comes in below 20% owned, which you cannot say that for a lot of drivers today. There is going to be a lot of chalk. Someone said, did that question about Elliott? Well, hopefully I answered that. Luke says, man, everyone is off of Larson today. I'm not Luke, but I mean, maybe you mean the chat. I like Larson today quite a bit. If people are going to be off Larson, that makes me happy, because I think it's just the recency bias of him getting the flat tire and going to the rear and getting a backup car. Like, that doesn't change anything for me. I mean, I'm only playing him for the place differential and finishing position upside anyway. Dominator points are going to be huge here at Pocono, and I still think he's going to lead laps and win the race, so I definitely still like Kyle Larson. And I'm hoping people get off of him because of that. It's going to make him a good tournament play today. Let's see. Alan says, Chastain or pay up for Kurt Busch? I'd rather play Chastain. I would leave the money on the table. And one good way to get contrarian today is to leave some money on the table. Even if it's a chalky lineup, if you leave some money on the table, it's still going to be lower owned because people hate leaving money on the table. That's another good way, and I'm glad you said that. Maybe think about that. Colton says, my body is ready for more racing. Mine is too. I love these doubleheader weekends. Now, content-wise, and my sleep schedule doesn't like it, but just from having more racing and having another day, like back-to-back, like it's like baseball, where if I do bad the one day, I got another day for it. Now, fortunately, I didn't do too bad yesterday, but Ryan Newman kind of capped my upside. Let's see. Tom says, non-Chase Elliott Hendrick stack. Byron, Larson, Bowman with Newman, LaJoie, and who else? Matty D or Chastain. Ooh, between those two, I will go with Chastain just because we get one spot further back, and I feel like Chastain, Oh, man, him and MDB have similar upside, but I'm going to side with Chastain there. Plus, you'll be leaving more money on the table, which can help you get a little bit contrarian. So I'll side with Chastain there. But I have a lineup very close to that in a qualifier with Larson. Eric says, Twins game postponed, kill my MLB DFS, but good call on the Blue Jay stack. Yeah, the thing was, weather-wise, I was live here during MLB lock, so schedule-wise was terrible yesterday, so I wasn't able to update the weather, but yeah, the Blue Jays have been crushing. And then I think their next schedule, or no, that was the Orioles schedule. Never mind on that. But yeah, the Blue Jays have been on fire. Like, I think they still have a few runs, and the game just started too. Any 5K cash plays besides Newman? I think you can play Corey LaJoy. He's starting in the back of the pack. Yes, he had an issue yesterday, but the guy has top 25 upside, so I would go with Corey LaJoy outside of Ryan Newman if you're looking for other 5K drivers, or you can play them together. I have some lineups that do have LaJoy and Newman together. Luke says, when you cover Cup and the lower series for content, the doubleheaders suck. Yeah, that sounds terrible. Fortunately for me, it's just Cup. Now, I still do baseball stuff, so it kind of feels like I'm doing that, but yeah, if I was doing Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup, I would not want to do that. That sounds terrible. Matty D or Custer, raw points. I believe I have Matty D just a little bit higher because I feel like he's got top 15 upside. And Cole Custer, I'm kind of hoping for a top 25. So raw points, I'm going to side with MDB, and it's close. But I just trust MDB a little bit more. Let's see. Chris Austin says, can you rank your top 30 drivers for today? Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Why do I love Dylan so much today? I like Dylan as a pivot, and I was actually going to mention that in the live stream because I don't remember what I said about him in the preview video. I did that right after the race ended, but I think Dylan's a very good pivot because I was looking at my projections, and it's actually very close to guys like Cole Custer, and they're actually priced right next to each other, and MDB. So I don't hate the Austin Dillon pivot there because he's going to be considerably less owned. So I can get on some Austin Dillon. He's also really cheap. This might be the cheapest we've seen him all season, too. Haley's not racing. Allgaier's in. Okay, thank you for that update. Allgaier, okay, cool. Appreciate it, guys, because I'm not on Twitter to see the updates, so you guys are my information source. Okay, so we don't have any Justin Haley. I'm probably not gonna. Is DraftKings gonna put him in the player pool? I guess that'd be another good question to know. Either way, it doesn't affect anything. I wouldn't play those guys. Girlfriend's here, Juliana. Everyone can say hi. Glad you're here. Hopefully you can come over for the race later. We're going to try to watch the race outside, enjoy the sun, because we never get any sun here. Do I like Buescher or Stenhouse? Absolutely not. I don't like those guys at all today. I actually have my lowest player pool in 150 max contests that I've had all season long. I think it's like 20-some players, or drivers, I should say. Usually I'm in the mid-30s like everybody, but there's just some guys I have absolutely zero interest in, and instead of wasting those lineups, because I am fading them today. Like, all these guys that are starting close to the front, besides some of the good drivers, I have no interest at all. I'm not wasting my lineups on those guys, so I am fading a lot of guys, more so than I have been. Deshaun says, who's your values? Ryan Newman's my favorite, and it's going to be everyone's favorite. I mean, he is by far the chalkiest driver today. Corey LaJoy I like quite a bit. Cole Custer at $6,800. Austin Dillon, I say those are my favorite values. If you wanted to get a little bit different, you could look at guys like Ryan Preece and Anthony Alfredo, but even then, I don't have much interest in those guys. Stenhouse, no thank you on Stenhouse, guys. I will pass there. Byron or Bowman, I slightly lean Byron. He ran overall better yesterday, but Bowman put himself in a better position at the end, but Byron was pretty much top 3 in every loop data statistic yesterday, so I'm going to side with Byron there. But both are excellent plays, and I have them paired together in the majority of my lineups. Jason says, OMG, Chris, it's Jason. I came in 4th with Hamlin, who wins today. Bad loss. Oh, my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot you made that bet. You were so close. Man, you were so close to a good payout. That was a good bet, though. I mean, Hamlin for a top 3 at that. Probably got some decent odds on that. Sucks. Oh, who wins today? The boring answer is always Kyle Larson. If you don't want the boring answer, I would say Kyle Busch. I think Kyle Busch has got a good shot to win today, or William Byron. Kyle Busch looked really good yesterday. Kevin says, who is the good chalk? I'm here late. There's a lot of good chalk today. I mean, I see we have over 300 viewers. Thank you guys for stopping in. But who's the good chalk today? You guys are going to hate me for saying it, but Ryan Newman's excellent chalk. If Ryan Newman does not wreck today, I would be willing to bet he's in the optimal lineup. Like, if we just look at the heat map, which is something I love to use for place differential races. So let's pull up the heat map here. I think you guys can see on the screen. So Ryan Newman, $5,500. He's starting in 37th. If he just finishes in 25th place, we're talking about 29 points. And at that price point, he's crushing it. Like, that is crushing it. If he gets a 15th place finish, which in this package so far this season, he's kind of been sitting around a 15th place average finish, 15th, 16th place. If he hits that, we're talking close to 50 DraftKings points. So as long as he doesn't wreck, I mean, how does he not become optimal today? Yes, there's other really good plays, but if you're trying to get those high-end drivers, you're going to have to drop down to that 5K range, and I just have a hard time seeing Ryan Newman not be optimal today. Also, like Kyle Busch, Alex Bowman, William Byron, I think those are pretty much the best chalk plays today. And for anyone that's just got here, Kyle Larson, yes, he's going to the rear. Yes, he's going to a backup car, and he will still be scored from 12th. And yes, I still like him quite a bit. It doesn't change anything for me. Yes, I would like him to have the track position, but he was going to win the race yesterday. Like, he was going to win. And if he wouldn't, then he'd probably be like 50% owned. So the fact that we're getting him at half the ownership, I think that's awesome. Let's see. David says Custer or LaJoy. I'll go with Custer there. Just a little bit more upside, in my opinion. Even though he killed us yesterday, but I guess LaJoy did too. Alan says Kyle Busch with a full practice yesterday. Yeah, that's something to think about too. I mean, Kyle Busch liked his car yesterday, and he was really, really good. Now that he has a little bit of practice in it, I mean, I think he's got a good shot of winning today. Kyle Busch is pretty much my favorite spend-up driver. Someone said, thanks for talking the Larson ownership up to the moon. Hopefully I didn't do that. I'm hoping he stays a little bit lower on. But there's contests out there with 30,000 people. We don't have 30,000 people in the live stream, so we should be good. Someone says they like Dylan and GPP. Me too. I think Dylan's a very good pivot there, just to try to get a little bit lower ownership. He's not going to go under-owned or anything. Not under-owned. He's not going to go like super low-owned, but he's definitely going to be lower-owned than guys like Ryan Newman, Cole Custer. Getting a lot of Austin Dillon questions, so yeah. Maybe you'll be a little bit higher than I thought. Maybe than all of us thought. But yeah, I like Austin Dillon today. Nate says, I know you don't play on FanDuel, but Kyle Busch 13K or Hamlin 13.5. If you had to pick one, Kyle Busch for me, Nate. I just think overall he's going to be the better play today. Plus, he starts 2 spots further back, so why not just go with that? And both are excellent Pocono. Benjamin says, will Larson scoring DraftKings scoring start from the 12th spot, or will he get all of his place differential points starting from the back? He will be scored from 12th. Franchise says Denny's a great play. He can win. Yeah, I love Denny today. Absolutely love Denny. I have very similar ownership on Denny and Kyle Busch. I think those are some of the best plays in the slate today. David says, I'm in Oregon as well. Brutal here today. I was looking at the weather in Oregon for some reason the other day. I forget why. I think I saw something on the internet, but I saw it was like going to be 110. I was like, these are Vegas temperatures. I didn't know it got that hot in Oregon. Eric says, I wish my girlfriend was as cool as Juliana. She is very cool. Very, very cool. And it's awesome she joins the streams with us. No Harvick talk? That's a good question. We haven't had any questions about Kevin Harvick. The thing with Harvick is he gets good finishes, which is fine for real life for Kevin Harvick. Like, he's doing his job. He's just, for DFS purposes, we need him to dominate usually. He's not doing that. He's got like 0 laps led in this package this season. I think the only laps led he has is that they leave a few. I think he led a few laps at Phoenix, but I know he led some at Darlington for like 9 or 10 laps and he got passed, but he's done nothing in this package dominator-wise. And yeah, he could pick up a top 5 finish, which would be okay at his price point at where he's starting, but for $1,000 cheaper, I can get Byron and Bowman, who have been better this year, so not huge on Harvick here. I have sprinkles of him, but not excited about them. Ron says, do you pick for your girlfriend because your lineups are the same? I don't. She uses my optimizer. But sometimes we have different lineups, but she just uses my optimizer and we'll do that. But when she plays in the 3 max and stuff, she just makes her own. We're talking on Discord calls, but no, she just uses the optimizer for the contest, which did not go well yesterday. I think I finished in 95th because my guy's wrecked. So that was terrible. Lowest I'll go in cash, Nick asks. Newman. I wouldn't go below Newman in cash. I don't think you need to do that anyway. Pricing is kind of soft overall. Brandon says, hit that like button almost to 100. Yeah, hit that like button if you're on the way in. If you haven't done yet, it helps the video out. If we can get over 100 likes, that would be sweet. Something Went Wrong says it was a really good race. Are you talking about yesterday? I thought yesterday was a good race. I enjoyed it. 107 degrees in Oregon today. My goodness, man. You guys are roasting over there in Oregon. Hopefully it's not humid. Michael says, Newman, Custer, LaJoy, put in order by place differential. Well, I guess you just mean my favorite guys. I would say Newman, Custer, LaJoy there. The exact order you have it in. Newman lock, but I'm close to locking Newman. Someone in my Discord chat is playing like a 97% Newman, so he's pretty close to it, which, like, if he wrecks, you take the L, but even then he's going to be so high owned that you're not going to be dead. But if Newman just does his job today, you just got to get the other 5 drivers right in the rest of your lineups, and as long as he doesn't wreck, you're good. Because he's going to finish ahead of guys like Hal Smithley. I mean, all those kind of guys, and more than likely guys like Alfredo, and he should be able to pick up 15, 20 spots today, to be honest. Hunter says, this man with Newman chalk is... Love Ryan Newman. Not really, but I got to play him today. Last spot, Custer or Dillon, GPP single entry. I'll go with Custer there, just like the extra place differential upside. Boldy says, I hope Blaney and Byron don't wreck each other today. That would suck. A lot of my lineups would be dead. Like, a lot of my lineups, so we definitely do not need Blaney and Bowman getting into each other, or Byron, whatever you said. If we play Haley, does that count with Allgaier taking his car? I got to look at DraftKings. They even had him in the pool, but I just don't play him. And no, you won't get points for him. Be my assumption. But I'd have no interest in playing those guys anyway. You don't need to today. Because Newman's cheaper than Haley. So I never had interest in him anyway. Bell says, Reddick seems consistent and starting 10th today. Can you hold top 10 for the price? I think he can. I mean, Reddick's usually a guy that can stay within the top 10. In this package, he's been solid this year. The RCR cars aren't bad, so... The problem is he doesn't have the place differential upside for the guys he's starting around, but if you're just looking for that pivot, I mean, Reddick's not a terrible play. I just have less than 5% of him today, though. Is Reddick a fade today? It's funny, I just got done talking about him. Not really a fade, but I don't really like him, to be honest. Reddick top 10, certainly possible. Let's see. Who's going to end Hendrick's streak? I think if anyone does it today, it'd probably be Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch or Hamlin. Kyle Busch looked good yesterday. I was wishing I had more of them. Should Byron be a lock in 3 max? Whew. I hate to say to lock anybody. I'd definitely play 2 or 3 with Byron, but if you want to go all 3, just know if he wrecks, you're screwed. But yeah, I love William Byron. I think he does very well today. I'd be willing to be close to playing 3 of him. Hunter, that optimizer comes on after 9 o'clock. Oh yeah, Hunter jokes from Discord. I like Matty D is... Whoops, chat went down. I like Matty D. Is he overlooked? Or he is overlooked. I'm not sure he's going to be super overlooked, but I think he'll be a little bit lower owned because he's $1,000 more expensive than he was yesterday. And obviously he failed some people. So people usually are a little bit recency biased and they don't want to go right back to the guy. But I like Matty D quite a bit. I mean, starting in 32nd place, he's got top 15 upside. Haley's listed as out in DK. Okay, that makes things a little bit easier. 97 in the pool. Oh, yeah, we got to fill that. Yeah, if you guys haven't joined the DraftKings contest yet, make sure you do so. You could hit me up on Twitter. I might tweet a link out or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out, but we got 3 spots left. Rentrim says, so how many lineups chop first today? I'll tell you what, if Newman, Byron, Bowen make the optimal today, we're probably going to have, like in the mini-max, we'll probably have, like, a over 100-way tie. Like, there's possibility we could have, like, a few 100-way tie to first. Like, I'm really hoping, like, a super chocolate lineup does not hit the optimal, because it's going to suck if so. But just be prepared for that. Do I like Chastain? Yeah, I like Chastain a lot. Love him quite a bit. I liked him as a dart throw yesterday. Obviously, yeah, things happen. But now that he's starting 33rd, really hard to fade. Love Chastain. Would play him in cash games. Luis says, hi, Chris. What's up? Or Luis, I'm not totally sure. But pick 2, MDB, Custer, Chastain, LaJoy. Between those guys, I would play Chastain and MDB. Chastain and MDB. Michael says, Newman is too risky. I'll go with Pasta, Stenhouse, and Chastain for a good, clean race. Sorry, I didn't see the sarcasm at the end. I was like, well, I don't know about that. I think he's a lot more safer than those 2, but I got you. Hunter says, Newman ownership. Newman should push 50 today in, like, large fields. He should push 50. If you're playing cash games, you're playing single entries, don't be surprised if Newman's, like, 60, 70 plus. Especially in cash games, probably be close to 90. Todd says, hey, Chris. What's up, Todd? Kurt Busch or Blaney today? I'll go with Blaney. Blaney looked good yesterday. So did Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch surprised me. Didn't think he was going to run that well. He did, but between those two, I will take Mr. Blaney. Check says Haley out doesn't change much. I didn't have interest in that anyway. I had zero interest, so I agree. Doesn't change a thing for me. Todd says, send me the link. I'll jump in the DK. Should I tweet it out? Tell you what, guys, I will tweet it out. Ask me some questions, and just looking at my phone really quick, we'll tweet out that link. It's first come, first serve, then you guys better be fast. Alright. How do I do this? Okay. Alright, I tweeted it. I'll put the link in chat to my Twitter. And okay. Posting link in chat. Okay, it is up. Hopefully it fills in like a minute. Deshaun says, everyone going to play Kyle Busch over Larson? I have more Kyle Busch than Larson, but in tournaments today, I love the Larson pivot. Like, I'm really hoping him crashing at the end yesterday, going to the rear and all that stuff, is going to keep his ownership down because, I mean, there's no reason not to want to play Kyle Larson today besides those reasons, which doesn't really affect me too much, especially since it's not a big dominator race. What's up, Kevin? Let me get one of those last 3 spots in the DK. Hopefully you saw the link, man. Just go to the link, join, and the first 3 that can make it, and let me see if it filled yet. Okay, it filled, so appreciate you guys doing that quick. I guess I'll delete the tweet now. Need to keep that up. Okay. Well, now that we got that solved, thank you guys very much. All right, back to some questions. Oh, awesome, Luis. Thank you very much. And no problem at all. Philly says, what's the difference between cash and tournaments? That's a good question. So in cash games, look, if you get first in a cash game, it's no different than finishing in like 100th, as long as that's the same, like, as long as it's within the payout structure, because you're not trying to like take down a cash game. So you want to play these chalky guys that have high floors and little downside. In tournaments, yeah, first place from 20th place is a big difference in structure, or payout. So you can take more chances, some lower owned guys. Yes, there's an easier chance to bust, but they have a lot of upside, and if things go south for the chalk guys, you can definitely gain some leverage. So that's kind of the difference between cash and tournaments. You play riskier in tournaments and then super safe in cash games because there's no upside of finishing first rather than 10th or something like that. Michael says, a race the day before really helps DK with their pricing, big-time chalk days with split pots. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I kind of like it. Like, it's fun. I don't know. I hate when they know the order before pricing because then they just make it exactly how it should be. And then these, it makes it more strategy, I think. Because you got to play around with it a little bit, find ways to get different. Eric Jones interest. I think that's the first question we got about Eric Jones. And I've actually forgotten to mention him about some of my cheap drivers that I do like a little bit. I think Eric Jones is not a bad play. We know he's good at Pocono. The problem is he's in the 43 car now, no longer Joe Gibbs, and Joe Gibbs is typically pretty good here at Pocono. Yesterday didn't really do much. He was close to getting the invert, but, I mean, finished 22nd. He's starting 22nd. Didn't he start 22nd yesterday? I just feel like he's going to run around 20th to 22nd place, which at 5,700, it's not bad. It's just I find myself going to Newman here, starting 15 spots further back. So I have a little chunk of Eric Jones because of the price tag, but I'm not really expecting too much here. Hunter says, you know when you have a lot of vanilla ice cream when it's hot out and it all melts on you? Is that going to happen today to me? Because I'm very hungry. I remember my one video I put the picture of Ryan Newman vanilla ice cream. I photoshopped his face in there. Hopefully that doesn't happen today, or I'm not going to be too happy. I'm not full in Newman, but I'm very close to it. Like, if he wrecks, I'll be sad. Joel says your questions must be invisible. I'm kind of just skipping around, so maybe I just keep skipping right as soon as I see yours. Let me try to find it, Joel. Or Joel. Hi, Chris. Blaney or Bowman? Okay, I found it. Blaney or Bowman, single into GBP. I will side with Bowman there. He might be slightly higher owned than Ryan Blaney, but I just like the extra couple place differential spots. Plus, he won yesterday. Looked pretty good. I'll side with Bowman there. Tyler says, who is the best under $7,500? So under $7,500 just gets Chastain out of there. So I would say Cole Custer at $1,600 would be my favorite. Ron says, when you move to Florida, how far are you from Daytona? It's a good question. Where exactly is Daytona? I know it's on the right side. I'll be in Fort Myers, so I'm probably talking like, what, 4 or 5 hours, maybe more. I still got to learn my Florida geography. I just know the southwest part because that's where we looked. No problem, Joel. Sorry I missed it. I'm just kind of skipping around, so I probably just kept skipping right as soon as you said something. Deshaun says you like Kurt Busch. I like Kurt Busch as a tournament pivot because the guys he's priced right around are going to be mega chalk. Like, he is right beside Alex Bowman, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, then he's got MDB and Chastain right below him. So Kurt Busch is going to be a little bit overlooked, and he looked good yesterday. Like, if we pull up the Pocono loop data from yesterday, Kurt Busch actually showed up a little bit. So driver rating, he was at 107, running position of 7.5, which I believe was the 4th best, only behind Larson, Busch, and Byron. And he looked good. I mean, I think Kurt Busch is a solid tournament play. If he can bring in, like, what he did yesterday, which nothing should change too much from what we saw yesterday. And he's starting 15, so he gets some place differential upside. Kevin says, I think you should play Blanket over Blaney. I don't think I'm going to do, especially not today. It's too warm for a Blanket today. Any left for Wallace? I liked him yesterday. The whole DraftKings car thing I bought in the narrative. I think he made the optimal lineup too. Right? Bubba made the optimal, right? I can check that. 2021 optimal lineups. Bubba was, I'm pretty sure. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah, Bubba did make the optimal. Yesterday it was Blaney, Busch, Bowman, Kurt Busch, Daniel Suarez. Liked him a lot in tournaments yesterday. It was nice to see him. A good run. Then Bubba Wallace, and Daniel Suarez puts another optimal lineup on the board here. He's now at 9 in the season, and he's at a 50% hit rate for the optimal. That's more than Larson. It's more than a lot of good cars. It's kind of crazy. Just DraftKings keeps underpricing him. Yeah, but there's your fun fact for the day. Daniel Suarez leads all drivers in optimal lineup appearances. Let's see. Oh, but to answer your question, no, I don't like Bubba today. He's starting too far up. D says, you think Almirola can hold up starting 4th? No, I don't think that's going to happen today. Do not think that. I accidentally said Blink instead of Blaney. That's why I missed it. Sorry. Dude says, thoughts on Logano today? Ownership, top 10 upside. Logano's interesting. I don't personally like him a lot for DFS today, but green flag speed-wise, he was best yesterday. Best average green flag speed. So that piques my interest a little bit, plus starting 14th. The price isn't overly expensive. I just prefer some of the guys cheaper than him, so that's why I'm not like super on Joey Logano. But I think he makes an interesting pivot play. I think we see him below 20% owned. Might be close to that, but I think he's below 20. Do I think Logano can outscore Blaney? It's possible. I think Blaney at $9,200 is a better overall play though, just point per dollar wise. Philly says, would you have all 3, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, William B, in single GPP? Yeah, you can do that. I have no problem with that. Do I have that in my, personally? No. But I do have Kyle Busch and Willie B. I still have Hamlin, but that's not to say Hamlin's not a good play today. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Oh, let's see. Philly says, who's your pick to win? Who's your pivot from Larson? If Larson does the win, because he's always in, I would say Kyle Busch wins today, or Willie B. And who's your pivot from Larson? Well, I guess a pivot from Larson could be Kyle Busch right there. He's the only one close price-wise, but even then he's like $2,000 cheaper. DJ says, already have Newman. What other lower price guy would you suggest? Depends how cheap you need to go. Like if you only have 6K and below, I would say Corey LaJoy. If you can afford Custer, I would say Custer. Larson is going to the back. That is correct, Goody. But I still like him. Nobody on Truex. I don't personally like Truex today. Yes, he's starting up front. He's got a good chance of leading laps early on, but is that going to be enough to outscore these place differential guys? I don't really think so. Easy says, is Elliott good to go today? I heard he might go to back for working on his car. If he does, you guys can let me know, but I don't think that's the plan today. But even then, I still think he's a fine play. It'd be like the same play as Kyle Larson. But I do like Chase Elliott. Jack says, full killer bees today. Byron, Blaney, Bowman, and Busch. I like that quite a bit. Yeah, the killer bees I like quite a bit. Byron, Blaney, love those guys, Bowman, Busch. Yeah, the bees are in full effect today. Andre says Hamlin a good pivot off of Kyle Beach chalk. Yes, but just know Hamlin's going to be very chalky as well. So you're pivoting from one chalk to the other, but he should be slightly less overowned than Kyle Busch. Who's my sleeper to win? Sleeper to win. Let's think here a little bit. Because I want to say, like, almost anybody by not saying Larson's a sleeper. Kyle Busch doesn't count as a sleeper. I wouldn't say Hamlin counts as a sleeper. Can we say William Byron's a sleeper? But that doesn't feel right. If I had to pick one, I feel like a lot of people don't think Chase Elliott could win today. Elliott, maybe a Blaney, something like that. But I would just be shocked if it's not like a Larson, Blaney, Hamlin today, to be honest. Ugh. Michael says drivers were talking about difficulty passing yesterday, things to keep in mind with guys in the back. It's certainly true. It's just those guys' cars are just so much better than the other guys' cars down there. They'll be fine. There's pit strategy and things like that. Kevin says, will I win your contest today? I'd like to win my contest for once. I haven't won it this year. I need to give myself a shout out. First time I ever ran the contest, I won it, and so my girlfriend. But you might, Kevin, you might. Sorry, my eyes are so tired. I barely had any sleep. And I've been in the sun all day, which makes you tired. Joel says, last one, LaJoy or A. Dillon, GPP. Since the GPP, I'll go with Austin Dillon there. John says, top 2 or 3 DraftKings cash picks. I'll give you 2. Cash today, I would just play William Byron and Ryan Newman. Reddick, a good pick. He's a pivot off of some of the chalkier guys. Starting 10th place. Yes, he's a good driver. He's got top 10 upside. I don't not like Tyler Reddick. It's just for DFS purposes today. I like the price point. The price is really low, which is why I think some people are liking him quite a bit. So if you want to pivot off of Cole Custer, sure. Because I don't think Cole Custer's got top 10 upside unlike Tyler Reddick, but you're giving up a lot of place differential. Who scores more in DK, Dave asks. Harvick, Blaney, Kess, or Logano. I would say Blaney's got the best chance there outscoring those guys. Edwin says Hamlin, Custer, or Kyle Busch, Dillon. Hamlin, Custer, or Kyle Busch and Dillon, GPP single entry. I'll go Hamlin, Custer there. Just looks a little bit better on the eye test. Jim Parrish says, hi Chris, I took LaJoy with 400 left on the table. Thoughts on Chastain and Matty D? Yeah, I like those guys a lot. I wonder if you have Kyle Larson in that lineup, because I have an exact lineup like that with Larson, with those other drivers you mentioned with 400 left on the table. But yeah, I like those guys. Both are excellent place differential plays. Kyle Busch or Bowman? Give me Kyle Busch as long as price isn't an issue. Something went wrong, says OMG, I'm getting nervous. That every time. What about Harvick? Harvick's fine. It's just, I don't feel like he has dominator upside. Like, until he shows that he can dominate this package, I just refuse to believe it's going to happen. So that's kind of what I'm rolling with today. I just don't see Kevin Harvick really being an absolute must-play at $10,000. Hamlin, Chastain, or Larson, Custer, GPP. I'll go Hamlin, Chastain there. Custer screwed me yesterday. Yeah, he screwed me too. I had over 30% Custer, and that didn't last long. Did not last long at all. A lot of the good plays yesterday, just, stuff happened to him. Oops. Just got the notification that the race starts in 15 minutes, but then it locks not until 3:45. Locks at 3:47, right? Hope it's not 3:30. My lineups are in, but I think it's at 3:47. All right, I'm going to scroll up and see if I missed anything. Any left for Truex starting high with bums around him? Not really. Yeah, I think he can lead some laps early on. I feel like he sandbagged it a little bit at the end of the race to get a decent starting position. But, I just don't feel like the amount of laps that he could potentially lead or fast laps or whatever is going to be enough to outscore these place differential guys. And, I didn't like him yesterday starting in 15th at 10,700, so I'm not really sure I'd like him that much starting in 3rd at 10,008. MMX Assailant says, is Kurt Busch a pivot off of Bowman? Yes, he is a direct pivot off of Bowman. If you're looking for much lower ownership, I think Kurt Busch does make some sense there. Franchise says they'll both be heavily owned. Kurt Busch will have some ownership, but not quite Alex Bowman. Andre says yes. Kevin says Custer is the second half Almirola, I think. Think so? Yeah, he could. Almirola, man, he killed me so many times early on in the season. Spread says, don't forget to like the video. We got about 300 in here. Yeah, if you haven't already, just leave a like on the video. It helps me out. All that good stuff. And you can check out the preview video if you want, although you don't really have much time to do that anymore. Oh, okay. Hamlin or Kyle Busch GPP. If price isn't an issue, give me Kyle Busch. Love Kyle Busch today. Jeremy says he loves the tank top. Thank you. My favorite tank top. I like orange. Custer, MDB, and cash games. You know, I wonder if we have the same lineup, Nick, because I have that question too. The thing is, if I play Custer, I'm leaving like, what, $1,400 or $1,300 on the table. So I feel like I'm just going to roll with MDB. So since I have MDB, I'm going to roll with that, but Custer's fine. Just, it's tough because Custer's starting last. It's hard for him to fail. MDB starting close to the back too. I just feel like MDB's got more finishing position upside. And I feel like he's got a better chance of finishing a race than Cole Custer does. I'm sure most people would agree with that. Franchise says Blaney or Bowman is my pivot. I'm still not sure who. Between those two guys, I mean, I like Bowman more than Blaney, but you guys know I'll talk up Blaney anytime I can get. DJ says we're looking at projection, and dude has Hamlin projected value way higher than Kyle, just because he's a little bit cheaper. And they're probably going to finish around the same spot today. But I do think Kyle Busch will have a slightly better race than Denny Hamlin. Jason says, sorry I'm late. May have already asked, but no problem at all, Jason. You don't have to apologize. May have already been asked, but Matty D. Bowman or Denny LaJoie for cash games? Give me the first option there. Dude says, when you're walking around with those guns, you have to wear Hunter orange attire. That's funny. That's funny. Never been hunting, but I guess you do wear orange for hunting, don't you? Brian says, oh, what's up, man? You're in Discord. Man, he says, Dylan, Larson, Byron, Hamlin, Kurt. Yeah, I like those guys. I'm not sure if you're asking me to pick between them, but if that's just a lineup, I think it looks good. It looks very good. Do I think Larson or Kyle Busch will be high round? I think Kyle Busch will be for sure. People are scared of the price tag. I think they're probably scared of the flat tire. They're probably scared of going to the rear backup car. So Kyle Busch should definitely be higher round today. Almost done with the water here, unfortunately. Something wrong says, if I don't have enough, I just put whoever the cheapest is. Yeah, I mean, you mean just like the cheapest driver? Who is the cheapest driver today anyway? I don't think it's Half. Timmy Hill. That shouldn't have surprised me. Half didn't do too bad yesterday, by the way, guys. I think he scored 16. Not a bad day for Mr. Half. $4,700. Today, though, no thank you. He's starting a little bit too high for me. Travis says, any news about cars to the rear today for failed inspections? Besides the cars that we already know is going to the back, I have seen nothing because I've been on the stream. If you guys saw anything, let me know. But anyone going to the back today doesn't really concern me whatsoever. Like, I don't care. Deshaun says, would you take a chance on LaJoie to fit Larson? Yeah. I don't really think taking a chance on LaJoie is a bad thing today. Like, LaJoie is a good place differential play. I don't think it's anything risky, really. Andre says lots of people fading Larson due to going to the back. Yeah, and I think that's awesome. I'm kind of glad he's going to the back, because if we can get Larson lower ownership, I mean, it's Kyle Larson. I love that. Take advantage of that. You're welcome, Travis. Jim says, I think Larson is going to be more aggressive and determined to get back what he lost yesterday. Certainly possible. I know he wanted to win that 5th in a row, if you count the All-Star race. Yeah, it is hard to pass. It's just, I mean, their cars are going to be better. They'll be fine. Like, we're not going to see Kyle Larson get stuck behind Smithley for 20 laps or something. B. Keen says, running to the same thing as you and Cash, I can run Matty D and land right on the money, or run Custer and leave 13 under the table. Yeah, so we got the same exact lineup there, B. Keen. It's just, it's so easy to land on that. I mean, I think it's obvious. So I think it's like Kyle Busch, Byron, Bowman, Chastain, Newman, and then you could either put like Matty D or Custer in. And Custer starting 38th looks so appealing. It's just I can even out my lineup, put Matty D in. I feel a bit more safer with him. Tough decision there. It really is. I'm personally siding with Matty D. That could bite me though. It's tough. I feel like that might be the biggest 2v2 today in cash game. So, or 1v1. So that could be the absolute what ends up making you cash or not, Custer or MDB, which kind of sounds scary. Andre says FanDuel lock is in 9 minutes, FYI. It's a good call, Andre. If you're playing on FanDuel, you guys have till 3:30. DraftKings, you got till 3:47. Joshua says, do I trust Newman? I mean, do I trust him? Maybe not. But for DraftKings purposes, I got to play Newman today. Like, if Newman does not wreck, he is more than likely, very, very likely to be in the optimal lineup at that price point and where he's starting. The guy has been good in this package this season. Just things happen. It didn't work out yesterday, but this is a different scenario. He's starting pretty much double the spots further back. Sorogi says, top payups just got here. Welcome in, man. Better late than never. Top payups today. Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and then I guess that's really for the big spin ups. Mid-ranger, kind of looking at Bowman, Byron, and Blaney for the most part. Jeremy says Newman's a crafty vet. I trust him. He's been hard to trust sometimes, but yeah, Newman's my highest on driver, and it's not even close. Kyle Busch or Larson? I'll take Kyle Busch there. But if you're building multiple lineups, like if you're playing one lineup today, I'm playing Busch over Larson. But if you're playing multiple, I definitely want to get some Larson exposure. People are fading him because of some reasons I mentioned earlier. I like that a lot for just leverage. B. Keen says, yep, that's it. Yeah, and I think we've had a couple other people talk about something similar. So it's going to be very, very chalky today. Like if that lineup with either MDB or Custer, like if one of those two lineups is optimal today, it's going to be like a few hundredweight tie. I'm sure every single optimizer out there is spitting that lineup out as like number 1 or 2. I know the one with MDB is my number 1 projected. And Custer's like right there. Travis says the only thing Newman is good for is bringing out a caution. That's true. Sometimes that is very true. Hopefully we don't get that today. Jim says, thanks, Chris, for all your info and being so much a hard-working... Oh, appreciate it, Jim. I'll see you in Discord, too. We can chat it up for the entire race. But, yeah, I am tired. I feel like just when the race starts, going to sleep, then wake up, and hopefully I win some money. So I am tired. I know that won't happen, though. I'll watch the race. But after the race, I am going to be tired. Travis says, that said, 95% Newman today. I'm right with you. Like, I hate Newman, but I'm playing him a lot. B. Keen says I'm going to run it in double ups and make a pivot for single entry. I like that a lot. I think it's a good idea. Something went wrong, says, oh, freak, I forgot to cook. You better cook, man. I got some chicken stir fry. The egg fried rice I made like 5 days ago. I just got to heat up for my lunch. Let's see. Kicks good. Chastain or Newman? Chastain, as long as price isn't an issue. DJ says Busch, Bowman, Byron, Chastain, Matty D, Newman. Thoughts? That is what my optimal is today. Like, that's my projected optimal. So, yes, I like that quite a bit, DJ. Like it very much. Frankie says, hey, join the Discord. I got a link in the description down below if you want to look. Just the community thing. Probably have bags under my eyes. Travis says, chalk line. Yeah, it's going to be very chalky today. Kevin says, Chris, you should add UFC to your arsenal. Would love videos for it. Man, I saw you guys talking about that in the comments. I didn't respond because I was just busy inviting people to the contest. But I've never really been into UFC. Like, I've watched it before at Mandalay Bay in Vegas. They were having an event there before, and I was there, and I like watched it at the beach there, and I thought that was fun. Like, I don't think it's a boring sport or anything. It's fun to watch. It's just I don't know much about it. Very, very, very extremely, I'm not even sure I'd say casual UFC fan. I just watch it here and there if there's a big fight. My friend does it. It's just, that's a lot of work. I know that. You got to watch a bunch of tape study, and I think he does that like 20 hours a week, which I'm not sure I have the time for that with other sports. It'd be fun, though. I like the weekly sports because you get all week to strategize for it. Like, daily sports are fun, too, but it's just like every single day. It can wear you out quick. Thoughts on Joey Logano today? I like that he was first in green flag speed yesterday. He didn't look too bad. He led some laps. It's just I prefer the other guys around him, but I think Logano's a good tournament pivot off some chalk. He'll definitely be lower owned today. Dude says LaJoy and Custer are good pivots off Newman and GPPs if you don't want to eat the massive chalk. Agree with Dude there. Definitely agree with that. DJ says one of his buds rocks at UFC. Yeah, the thing is, if I do UFC, I'd feel bad because I'd be stepping into his territory, so I feel like I just let him have UFC. I'll do NASCAR, you know? Kevin says DraftKings makes it more fun. Yeah, I played it on DraftKings before a few times, and I used his info, and I did well. It's just, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's not a bad sport or anything. Nothing against UFC. I think they run the organization pretty well, too. Hunter says Newman's team hit the wall, pushing his car out. Damage severe. And don't listen to Hunter. He's a big-time troll in our Discord. Nate says Naylor down face first in outfield. Since I know you're an Indians fan, collided with Clement. I didn't personally see it. Well, that's crazy. Like, hurt bad? Is he still laying there? I got my Indians logo here, which I guess is banned. Just got the Block C now. They'll be changing their name soon, too. Hunter says, I hear us lighting up the Discord. Yeah, I got it muted, and so that's only from the baseball one. Colton says, I've tried some NBA, but I'm pretty bad at it. NBA, when it's the only sport on, I like playing. I had a very good NBA year from, like, once NASCAR ended to February, right before NASCAR. I did very, very good. It's just, you got to be on it, like, not really all day, because nothing really matters until, like, 6 p.m., because everyone gets ruled out. But from 6 to 7 on your computer, and you got to be updating, and it's tiresome. I did very well. It is a tough sport to keep up with. And it's hard to make videos for it because nothing matters early in the day because everyone's going to get ruled out at the end anyway. David says, who is Kurt Busch going to drive for next year? The rumor is that he's going to be in the second car for Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan, 2311. So we'll see if that happens. Obviously not confirmed, but it sounds like it's could happen, which will be interesting. Taylor says, Kurt, Matty D, or Byron Custer? Give me the second one there. Just got to get some Byron in. Dude says, I don't know if Patreon will include July if you sign up today. Yeah, if you guys want to sign up on Patreon, since you get charged in the first month, if you want to sign up, you can get this race free. I'll just refund it for you once July hits, as long as you continue your patronage. So if you do want to check it out, come in the Discord. We're just pretty much letting it up all day in there. It's like 24/7. I can't even keep up with it sometimes. Let's see. We got a few hundred people over there, so it's always a fun time. It's like the extension of the live streams. It's a nice place to hang out, talk some strategy and stuff. Nate says, yesterday I just went to commercial. That's usually not good. Andre says, darn cancel culture. I agree, man. I agree. B. Keen says, is Chase starting too far up for single entry? No, I think he's a good leverage spot. Like, is he my first pick for single entries? No, but if you want leverage, he's going to be lower owned. He's going to be one of the lowest owned expensive drivers today. At least that's what I have projected for. I don't think I'm really going to be far off or anything. Dude says Chief Wahoo is getting demoted. He certainly is. He certainly is. Just the Block C for now on. Or for the Cleveland Spiders will be a Spider, which could look cool. Could look cool, but yeah, definitely will miss the Indians. Philly says, will Hamlin leave Gibbs Racing? I don't think so. I mean, anything can happen, but I don't see that happening. Custer over MDB. It's a tough decision. Custer might be overall a little bit safer. I just feel like MDB's got a little bit more upside. FE says, CPM doing fried rice today. FE style, picks on Discord to come. Thanks for all you do. Good luck to everyone. Maybe I'll win some money. Awesome, Rick. I'm looking forward to it. I love fried rice. I throw some egg in there usually. It's some soy sauce, some teriyaki. Hunter says, yes, sir, Rick. Let's move this party to Discord. I'll be there in a few minutes. Don't think we're going to go much longer. We're at an hour now. If you guys have any dire questions, any silly questions, let me know. We'll get out of here. I already have my lineup set, so that's why I'm not like eager to get off here. Naylor's getting carted off? Oh my goodness. It's terrible. Chris says invocation is on now. I'm out. Good luck, everybody. Wish you the best of luck, Chris. I'll probably get out of here pretty soon as long as there's no other important questions here. It says I'm 59 minutes, 30 seconds in, so I'll at least go an hour. Jack says sesame oil for the win. Yeah, I should start doing sesame. I think we have some. That'd probably be pretty good. I'm not sure I have the oil, but I think I have the seeds. JJ says I have one Larson at 20 max. Is that bad? It's definitely way lower than what I have. I mean, he's no guarantee to absolutely crush value today, but it's a lot lower than what I have. David says, I have a question. So what is Jeff Gordon actually going to be doing at his new job? That's a good question. I guess we'd have to ask him. I know he's pretty high up there. I'm going to miss him in the booth. I'm upset he's gone. I like Jeff Gordon in the booth. I was pretty sad about that. I've always liked Jeff Gordon. When I was little, for elementary school for like we had to do a report, and I did it on Jeff Gordon. I dressed up in his little suit thing. I remember that. Is no Keselowski in a 20 max okay? Yeah, I didn't really like Keselowski today. He was fine yesterday. It's just he's starting kind of where I think he's going to finish. Good luck today, everyone. Thanks, Chris. No problem, dude. Appreciate you being my wrench man. Make things a little bit easier for me. Okay, this will probably be the last question unless anyone's got anything they want to ask. Silly or serious, don't really care. John says, Austin Dillon or cold customer for my last spot with Elliott, Hamlin, Busch, LaJoy, Newman. Oh, gosh. You're probably going to regret this, but I'll say Cole Custer. He screws us all the time, but I like this 17 spots further back. Boldy says Jeff Gordon was my favorite driver growing up. Mine was Tony Stewart, but I like Jeff Gordon too. But I was a huge Tony Stewart fan. Remember for Easter one time I got a whole Tony Stewart bike. I love that thing. JJ says you like Jeff Gordon repeating poor stuff. Oh, I love Jeff Gordon. Would Tony Stewart replace Jeff in the booth? I don't think that'll happen. I mean, that'd be cool though. I love Tony Stewart. I got a lot of Tony Stewart like memorabilia stuff. Star Spangled Banner time. Josh, is Naylor's leg like destroyed? I got a couple people talking about it. Time to run to the store for beer. See you, Chris. Thanks for everything. Yeah, no problem, guys. I'll probably get out of here. Any crash predictions? Oh gosh, if I knew, I'd love to know who's gonna crash today. I would love it. Love to know. Probably like Eric Almirola or Bubba Wallace, something like that. Ryan Newman in a backup car. You think he can make up spots? Oh, for sure. I mean, he should be able to gain at least 10 spots today, at the very least. But with that being said, guys, I think we'll get out of here. I appreciate everyone stopping by. I think next week we're at Red America. I think that's what it is. But anyway, we'll talk then. I appreciate everyone stopping by, and hope you guys had the best of luck today. And fingers crossed for Ryan Newman. You better not wreck.